We know that the learning cycle consists of receiving, processing, and the assimilation stages. In the previous two videos on 7 steps to knowledge, we saw that the first 2 steps, seeds of curiosity and sprouts of inquiry, happen at the stage of receiving in the learning cycle. Students' curiosity is kindled when they are exposed to any happening around them. If they are mysterious happenings, all the better. The second step is when the actual question arises, when they engage in collecting information on their topic of study. That is the step when the question arises. Now, they need to focus on one specific burning question in the third step and then move on to find the answers. How do they do it? With this, they are now in the knowledge processing stage of the learning cycle. How has this been handled in the ancient Gurukul system? The Guru allowed students to learn the texts that they were studying. He then allowed time during the evenings when they would engage in a sambhashanam or discussion, when students asked questions. These were questions that raised the universal issues and displayed deep thinking. These are the questions that are recorded in all the books written by the likes of Adi Shankara. The entire book is in the form of questions and answers, like Viveka Chudamani, or any of the bhashyams written by way of explanations for the Vedas and the Vedangas. This meant that the answers to the questions raised would benefit all mankind. The students derived focus because of those questions, and they could move forward in their studies. Here are some examples of burning questions from the Puranas, like the Mahabharata, where a yaksha asks a series of questions to the Pandavas. The answers to those questions were given by Yudhishthir, the eldest Pandava. Obviously, he must have done his research when he was a student, gone through life, thought about them, contemplated, and arrived at the conclusion. That is why he was able to answer them instantly. All the answers are beneficial to the whole world, even today. The Guru also raised some questions based on what they had learned. But that would be something equivalent to the examinations that we conduct today. But for this, the students had to know their content very well. Let us examine the types of questions that we see today, the close-ended and the open-ended. The close-ended questions are such as these. What is the capital of India? They can have just one answer. It can be either a yes or no answer, like, was there a pandemic in 2020? Or it could just be just one word. On the other hand, open-ended questions lead to discussion, perspectives, and have several possible answers. And therefore they are called open-ended. There are other questions like global questions. They are big questions that address universal issues. The kind of questions students answer in connection with academics in class are either open-ended or close-ended, even if they are application-based. Therefore, a big question will be directed towards something deeper. They are not likely to be asked in an examination, but they are likely to be a part of a series of articles in a magazine. How can they possibly do it as a task, raising questions? The best thing to do would be to collaborate. And when they do it, they are able to compare their answers and raise the best questions. And they select the one that suits their research. The easiest thing to do would be to apply a checklist in order to clarify which the best question would be. How can they do it? Is the question deeper than the big global question? Remember the global question that we saw earlier? The burning question that the students focus on would be bigger than even the global question. Will it lead to several sittings of discussions among the members like a debate? So unless this happens, it is not a burning question. Is the question likely to lead to a search from several sources? It could be direct or indirect, or a combination of both would be best. Will the answers benefit a group of people? If so, which group? Ideally, it should be beneficial to the entire world. Now, the students also get an opportunity to do some personal reflection, and that would probably connect them emotionally to their research and will lead to further contemplation. Is the question making me restless? In a former video, we did see what happened to Rani. She could not sleep because the question was bothering her so much, which led to a discovery. Now, in the same way, it's important that students think about it. Did I connect it from the beginning? Am I connecting to it? Or am I waiting for someone to tell me something about it? Am I being influenced by my relationship with my friends? If so, I should be fine with any question my group suggests and do not have a specific interest in one. Is that happening to me? Am I vacillating between two questions, unable to decide? What are the thoughts running through my mind in connection with the question? Is it exciting enough to do what it takes to find answers come what may? So this way, the student at least becomes conscious of how much their own involvement is in the research. It is very important that they become conscious of it, even if they don't connect to it from the beginning, because that is when they will be able to narrow down on their own strengths and weaknesses. When students collaborate and raise their questions, finally they choose one, but they also have to reflect. And when they reflect, they are in a position to identify that question, which will bring out an answer that will be beneficial to the whole world. And that is the key to success in this stage.